So it fits much nicer now. And I think the next thing we'll do is you'll notice, and it's just from a design perspective, that this section up here kind of blends into the background, which I'm not a fan of. I want something kind of hard that's going to divide it. So what I'll do now is come up to this section, and what I'm going to show you how to do is add a border to the bottom of a section. This can also be applied to rows as well. So here in the section, I'm going to come to Settings, and then come to Advanced. Now right here, you'll see this section called Border. For the border, you go to None, and we'll click Bottom Only, because I just want a section on the bottom right now, a border on the bottom. So Bottom Only, and you can see it immediately made this right here. Now I'm a huge fan of using hex code 333333 personally. It's just a color that I like a lot. And I'm going to keep it at maybe 3 pixels, like this. So what I have is a border on the bottom only. It's completely solid. You can also make it dashed or dotted if you want to. But I'm going to keep it solid for now. And I'm going to keep it 3 pixels. And you can also change the transparency. So you can see here, I can make it more or less transparent. And I'm going to keep it like that. Now you can also add a drop shadow if you want to. So real quick, I'm going to show you how to make a drop shadow for a section here in Clickfunnels. So I'll come up to my section, click on Settings, Advanced, and then literally just come down to Extra down here and then Drop Shadow. So where it says no shadow, I can add a 30 or 40 or 20 or 10% drop shadow. I've never ever used an inner shadow. I don't recommend it. I don't think it looks good. But a 30% drop shadow I found tends to look pretty nice on a lot of things. And it didn't do much for this because there is a background image over this section. So it's not going to do a whole lot. You can see if I remove this image here, that you can now see the shadow. You can now see the shadow pretty well actually. And when I did that, I also kind of realized I'm not a huge fan of that image there. Which makes me wondering if I should stick with this white background instead of putting this image URL here. You know, like that's why it'd be very nice to find a woman on a white background. Let's see if we could potentially borrow some images from bikini body workouts here. This could potentially be a good one. So what I'm going to do now is kind of take this funnel to the next level by doing some custom Photoshop. So what I'm going to show you guys how to do now is when you run into this kind of dilemma like I have right now, where you have this image you want to use, this image to white. So what I'm going to do is open this image in Photoshop. I'm going to pause this video while Photoshop opens. Okay, so Photoshop has now loaded, and what I'm going to do is show you guys how I take this image here and do a white gradient so that it fades from her to white, where I can put some text on the funnel. So literally this is very, very simple. All I do is pick the rectangle section over here. I'm going to kind of subjectively pick the section I want to be white up into her elbow pretty much. And now I'm just going to make sure white is picked up here, and I'm going to go in my Photoshop to Layer, New Fill Layer, Gradient, click OK, and now I'm just going to pick a certain direction. Okay guys, so I'm now uploading that image that I made with the white gradient to this, And again, I did optimize it by decreasing the size from 4,000 pixels to 1,200 pixels, which is literally almost 16 times smaller. So we're going to now pick that one that I just did. And Justin, please blur this out right here. I'll cut this part out. Alright, so I'm going to pick this right here, the Girl by Ocean, 1200 by 674. I'm going to click Open, and that should load this image right here into Clickfunnels. By the way, guys, this right here is the infamous Chris Walker, who owns Superstar SEO in South Carolina. My place of birth. Anyways, click right here. We're going to click Add Image. And there. I'm a much better fan of this right here than I was the first image. So I think we can move forward. I think we can all agree that this is a very nice image to potentially use for this funnel. So let me get rid of some of these elements here. I'm just going to delete them like this. Delete. Delete. And delete. And what I think I'll do now is, check out some more of these things here and look for some inspiration for building out some more of this funnel. Take it from the woman who knows how to get a bikini body. Just looking for some copy that would be great for this funnel. So a lot of this is geared towards bikinis specifically. This could be good. So I'm going to literally just copy this section right here. And I'm going to add some content here. So I think I'll add another headline. What I'll do first is add a 1-column row. And here's how you move columns and sections up and down, guys. Now, you can see here elements, you can just drag and drop. It's not that easy with columns and sections. You actually have to come over them, hover over them, and then use these little arrows here, up or down. So I'm going to move this one up above, and you can see it's now moved up, and you can even move them between sections, like that right there. But that's how you move columns or rows and sections. So if I wanted to move this section, for example, I could just click the down right here, and it would move it down like that. In fact, I almost like the way that looks. Something to think about. Move stuff around. Alright, we're now going to remove some of the padding here. Make it 10 and 10 like that. Going to add a sub-headline. So to add a sub-headline, you just literally click the plus element button and then pick sub-headline like that. Here's a small CTA. And I'm just going to paste that content right there. So this currently says, if you're frustrated or disappointed with your current results, body, workouts, and diet, fret no more, because you're about to discover how to, and they go into say, get a bikini body in 60 days. But I think I'll say, something more personal. So how so italicize that like that. You can also just Control-I or Command-I. Actually, I think I'll also remove the boldness on this. Command-B, or click the little B button right there. Just like that. So if you're frustrated or disappointed with your current body, workouts, and diet, fret no more because you're about to discover how I, a full-time mom with 2 kids, erased my fupa in only 45 days with almost no effort. So that's a great little sub-headline. I'm going to decrease the internal padding on this. Maybe 30, like that right there. Alright. We're building a nice little funnel now. This is a good little sales page. So, let's just keep moving forward. What else I can, show you guys. So next, I think we will put some text here. I think text will look good here. Some good copy. Potentially an image actually. So let's check this out. So to add an image, you click Add Element and come to Media and then Image, just like this. And then you want to click the image and obviously add the image. So I'm going to add this woman's face right here. Add image, just like that. Now, I think they look very similar, and that's why I chose this. So hopefully we can make this work. Now, to get rid of this white, this happens to be a circular image because I think I actually pulled this off of the Clickfunnels database. But you literally just come to Advanced right here, and you'll see this radius, and from radius pick circle, and it makes the image cut out in the size of a circle, or in the form of a circle. So now what I'll do, that kind of overlaps her head, which I'm not a fan of. Maybe we can get this to work, we'll see. So now what I'm going to do is put a white overlay on this row right here so the text on it will be easier to read. Let me first delete this image, and I'm now going to come to Settings and make this whole row with a slightly more white background by coming to Background Colors and then picking white as my color and then moving the transparency, and as you can see it's getting more and more white on that section, just like that. And I'll take it to either 0.25 or 0.33, and I think 0.33 is perfect, just like that. Now what I'll do is I'll soften up these corners because I think it's a bit more friendly, especially to be consistent with the text, which is very round and friendly. So I'm now going to go to Settings, come to Advanced, and with the border, corner radius right here in the Advanced of the 2-column row, I'm going to pick 5 pixels. And I think I'll try 10. 10's looking pretty good. I think I'll stick with that. 10 pixel. You can see the radius over here on the corner of this row is much softer, a bit more appealing, friendlier feeling. So what I might actually do is move her over here and do something like this. Okay, so what I'm actually doing now is creating a small testimonial from her, or rather, a friendly smiling face that's going to show, hey, I was in your shoes once, and by following these exact steps, I was able to get rid of my fupa and become the best me, essentially. So what we'll do next is click Add New Element, and we're going to add a paragraph text. So I click Paragraph right there, and we're also going to add another sub-headline underneath her that says who she is. So I'm going to copy this, drag it down, and that looks crazy, I know, but we're just going to remember her name, which is Kinsley Robertson. So we're going to say her name is Kinsley Robertson. Kinsley Robertson, full-time mom and blogger, just like that. Keep that bold. We'll make this not bold. And we're going to change the size of the text like this. So again, if you want to change the size of your text, you can just come to Settings like this right here. And we're going to make this about a size 16 font. And then So real quick, I'll show you how to actually change the alignment of font if you need to. So for text like this right here, you can just come up to it, click Settings, and then you can come to Advanced, and maybe you actually can't do it that way. Okay, so the way I actually usually do it is just click on the element itself, and you get this little pop-up, and then you would just align left like that right there. This may look better centered, right. I think I actually like it best in the center, like that right there. No, let's do it left. So save, like that right there. Alright, so I'm going to add some text in here from Kinsley. If I make this smaller, it definitely doesn't look good. So we're going to basically just edit this text now with some good copy that we think will, help turn the moms that are visiting this site into buyers. We're helping them say yes to this. I'm going to click Save. This will save my progress so far.